Alrighty, what is up? So, got another little training log here. This will be for about 2.5 weeks of training, week 3 and part of week 5, that time frame. Basically, been upping the frequency a bit on my training from weeks 1 and 2 to 3 through now. So, I was doing about 4 days a week of actual lifting. Now that's up to 5 to 6. And I think that just helps me allocate better like sets and reps to get the intensity up a little bit. So like have a couple days a week where it's pretty moderate intensity, or even high intensity, and then like there'll be a day in the middle where I can focus more on like deadlifts, and keep all the other volume pretty low. And then same for like upper body lifts. I can allocate a couple like moderate to high volume days, and then a day for more strength work and like 1 rep max. And why I did this is it was kind of part of the plan anyway to progress, but we're kind of doing a mini peak. I'm going to do like a informal powerlifting meet in actually a week and a half. So just trying to get some like some numbers just inflated now. So kind of like sacrifice a real good, like well-programmed cycle for the powerlifting meet, which is fine. But I mean, with how we're at right now with lifting, I don't think it's really an issue, especially with like squats and deadlifts and even bench. I mean, we're just coming back from like an ankle injury still, so still not near my maxes on the squat, but we're getting there pretty quick. So I think like pushing a peak will be pretty good for that. And then we'll be able to reset as the new year rolls around and get it going again. But yeah, I listed out the numbers next to some important lifts that I liked during these weeks. So I hit 405 for a 5x5 here in this video, and depth is getting a little bit higher than I'd like, but I think it's still passable. And then I actually hit 425, which will be shown soon, 425 for a 4x4, which felt good. And then on my non-squat, like non-back squat days, I have a deadlift day, and I started off still with a front squat as shown here. The depth is pretty trash for what a front squat typically should be, but that's because I've stopped using lifted shoes for my front squats. I want it to be more of like a mobility exercise. But yeah, and so deadlifts, only been back at them for about 2 weeks. And before that, I think I was deadlifting about 405 for a couple reps. We did get up to 455 for a single there, and then the last clip in this video will be me hitting a PR, actually, a 505 for a single, which is 5 pounds better than what I've hit, and it's only my second time deadlifting since before the ankle injury. So about like 5-6 months. And then bench, I've been doing like 5x5 or 4x4 type of days, but then I've also been doing like a pump day with close grip, which was shown earlier, where I try to do as many reps as possible over a course of a couple sets. And then I have this day where that's 330 right there on the bar. I do a pause single to try to get me ready for my powerlifting meet. And then it's just, we're going to kind of just try to roll with what we have numbers wise. I know I'm not going to be able to hit like I've hit 365 touch and go on bench. I'm not going to be able to do that for a pause rep at the meet. And I've squatted 500 for 2 is my PR, and that was almost 2 years ago now. And I squatted 505 last year, but I don't think we might be able to squat 500, but I'm not too worried about it. We'll see how it feels on meet day. What I do know is I'll probably be able to PR on deadlift, so we'll hit something good on that. But yeah, goals will be probably somewhere around 470 to over 500 pounds on squat, just depending on how I'm feeling on that day. And then bench, honestly, anything over 340 I'd probably be happy with. And then deadlift, anything over like 510 I think I would be happy with. But more so just doing this to make an appearance for one of my buddies who is a part of the gym holding the meet. So just happy to go do that. And then, yeah, I mean, besides the lifting, haven't been keeping up too much on other facets of training. I still incorporate jumps and some agility work, but it's been super cold outside and I don't have access to a track, so haven't been able to do my sprints as much. So we might look to get that more soon, more sprinting in soon. But for now, I'm just going to kind of focus on this strength block and keep that going probably until like mid-January. And then I'm going to try to find a way to get more speed work in for my rugby season that'll be coming up in the spring. But overall, everything's feeling good. I've been gaining a decent amount of weight. I'm back up to about 225, maybe slightly over if I'm hydrated and well fed. But I think my weight's kind of stagnating in the high 220s. So we'll see maybe after this little block, when I start another aggressive squat block, maybe that'll help me gain like 5-10 more pounds. But I don't really want to get more or heavier than about maybe like 235, as I just don't really think there's a point to that. But my appetite's kind of gone down whenever I can eat enough to maintain right now, but like trying to eat in excess now to gain weight is kind of hard. So I'm okay with that. I don't want to add too much dirty food in to try to gain weight, since I'm still making a lot of progress and still need to get back to my maxes anyway. So that's kind of where we're at with things. There's about a minute more of film left, and the last one will be my deadlift PR. So yeah, I'll check in again soon.